Hello everybody, GReimer here on the VintageCraft server. This is actually Season 2 of VintageCraft. It's been up and running for quite a while. This is Episode 1 for me, and I have been hard at work building a small little town here in the desert. I'm probably going to be doing update videos for VintageCraft Season 2, since we are already in the endgame, and I've done a lot of work. So there's not much point in picking up now, and I'll most likely be doing episodes actually, like Let's Play episodes in Season 3 whenever that does come around. But for right now, I thought I'd give you guys a quick little tour of this place. This is the Kingdom of Babel, or the Second Kingdom as I call it. It's known as the Second Kingdom for a very good reason. The First Kingdom was destroyed many, many years ago, and this is the one that was built in its wake. There is the Tower of Babel, stretches all the way up to the build height, has 25,000 blocks of sandstone in it, and is complete. In this area of the town, out in front of the tower, we have marketplaces and villager trading halls and stuff like that. You can come buy some various goods that by this time on the server most people probably don't really need, but hey, it's here. And it's just some shops, and you got the blacksmith and some various things. We also have the harbor out this direction, which has some nice ships, courtesy of actually the Elysium Fire build team. I want to make that clear. Didn't design these actually. I did painstakingly rebuild them in survival, but the Elysium Fire build team, I'll remember if I can to put a link in the description for their map that this came off of. They were just too good not to bring over into this map, because look at these things. Love them. All right. So this is the harbor, the kingdom. The kingdom itself stretches about a kilometer, 1 square kilometer, just a few blocks shy. We even have some shorter areas here so that people can roll up in boats and get on here. The design of this place is the same throughout. It's done deliberately so that it kind of feels all uniform. This mountain on the eastern side of the kingdom is inspired by Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you ever have, or if you've never seen it, just check out the movie Twilight. It's in an establishing shot there when she goes to Phoenix. Alright, and then if you head up this way, you'll end up getting to the northern part of the kingdom. There is a suspension bridge that leads to the north. There's also a few Easter eggs hidden throughout the kingdom, like this right here, the Happy Mask Shop. If anybody played The Legend of Zelda, you'll know what that's all about. The suspension bridge is a custom design. Had a lot of practice working on the diagonal builds of the ships, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to replicate them, is because I want to learn a little bit better how to do things on a diagonal. And this turned out pretty good. You also have a really nice view of the tower. Looks like the chunks aren't really loading in up on top there, so it looks a little weird. And this part will end up leading out of the kingdom, and long-term goal is to get a path that leads all the way to spawn from here. If we head back towards the tower, we can take a little walk along the lake that we actually had to build. I say we, the people who have been building this. As far as builders, external, like the outside of buildings, that's just me. I've been doing the terraforming, or the landscaping, and the external, all the buildings that you see, and the ships and detailing like that. This lake was a man-made one as well. It wasn't originally here. And but interiors, that goes to my wife, Hellcat. She is on the server occasionally, and she does any interiors of the buildings, which there's a few of them. And then my friend in real life, Granted Power, is also on the server. He does a lot of landscaping and clearing out stuff. And he's done a lot of work in the harbor, especially, and some of the underground stuff. So if we head back past the marketplace, I'm going to try to make this a quick tour. We have another stables here. We have two stables. This is the western stable. The eastern stable was on that half of the shop, or on that half of the kingdom, I mean. And when we get towards this half, we get to one of my more favorite parts of the kingdom, and that is the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk was inspired by the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. It's a little bit more sandstone than the one that's down there, because there's not really any. But the concept of having a nice open water Riverwalk that you can go beyond is kind of what was the inspiration for all that. And it's just kind of nestled in here with the river running into it from the north up here. And there's even a waterfall coming off of the mountains that helps feed the river as well. There's a bunch of pathways that connect between the buildings, so it allows you access to get up to the other areas of the kingdom. There's the farms out to the west this way. There are hops growing by the vineyard, and there's also a bunch of wheat growing in the fields around the weeping willow out there. Big windmill. I know it's not OSHA certified because that will probably decapitate somebody if it was actually spinning, but hopefully nobody tells anybody. There's also the vineyard itself right here with its own well, place for stomping on grapes. And then there's the actual grape fields themselves. And as far as the rest of it, it's all underground. And located throughout the kingdom, there are a series of 3 wells that will lead you deep into the underground sewers of the kingdom. And that is where I'm currently working on. So I'm about to head down there and show you some stuff that's under construction still. Part of it's complete, but some of it is not. And so, as a result, there can be some monsters down there, but when we get to the well-lit areas, there probably won't be. The nearest well would probably be up here near the spruce forest in the northwest. Say hello to the llama house. Let's say hi to Lamborghini. He's right there. If you guys do want to come here, and if you want to read about the lore of this place, this is the library. I'm going to throw the coords up on screen right now so you can see where it is. Inside the library is a bunch, well, I don't want to say bunch, but there's quite a few books written explaining the lore of the place. Various things, like the public notice for the sewers is right here. I'll let you guys show up and explore and see that. If you want to read about the first kingdom that was here before Babel, you can read about it in here as well. And there's even hints to the Sidious black market. So the black market is rumored to be somewhere in the kingdom. And I will leave that up to you guys to see if that's true or if that's just a big lie. I don't know. Might be dangerous. Who knows? But the wells, the large wells that hide the sewers, look a lot like this right here. And I think before a whole bunch of mobs spawn in here, just a public notice, if you do come visit, please sleep during the night so that mobs don't blow up all these buildings. Because creepers really do like to spawn here, and they'll fall off of rooftops and try to blow you up and blow up a lot of this stuff instead. If you do have an accident, just shoot me a message on Discord. It's no big deal. I'll fix it. So here's the wells. You can jump right on down, and you will end up in the sewers. Now the beacons, please forgive those. Those will be gone when when we're finally done with everything underground. They're mainly here just to add haste. Please use a ranged weapon when you're down here when handling creepers, because this footing is rough right here for taking out creepers. So there is 1 or 2 Easter eggs hidden throughout the kingdom. I'll give everyone a hint. There is one actually down here. I would recommend reading the lore about the sewers if you want to have a hint as to what. But if you look around here, this place is really disheveled. It's really broken down. And it's probably my favorite part of the entire build because of how terrible it looks. And this is supposed to be very claustrophobic and scary and spooky looking. And it's supposed to give you a sense like you're trapped down here and that there is no escape. And you'll find dead ends all over the place. And yes, I did take the time to detail the dead ends even, so you might not exactly know where to go, and that's okay. You're supposed to. There are hints as to where to go. If you know about like how water drains, you know that water drains downhill. There's a downhill flow right there. So if you're trying to get to someplace, use hints like that. The sewers is only the first, is the next step in the part of the build that I have to do. The first kingdom, the ruins of which will still be built also. I'll leave it, once it's done, I'll announce it in one of the update videos, but it's going to take a lot of time to do. And this is where we get to the part where I'm still working on it. And that is it for the first episode on this channel. It's just a quick overview of the kingdom that I built on VintageCraft Season 2. Hope you guys all enjoyed this one, and hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more content coming out on this channel. I will be continuing to work on this build primarily off camera, and then I will continue to give you guys update videos as bigger chunks get done. So thank you for watching and have a good day.